Think you need a big room to get meaningful defensive training? You don't. This is my basement range. It's basically one shooting lane. I can't move 10 feet sideways. I can't set up 6 targets, and the lighting isn't exactly range quality. But that doesn't mean there's nothing useful to practice here. In fact, there are some fundamentals I can work on extremely well in this space. I can draw from concealment. I can move toward or away from the target. I can make subtle movements while shooting and even target transitions. So the key is understanding what your space can teach you and what it can't. So with this T4E Glock 17 Gen 5, I was able to show you several things. One, I was able to set up 2 targets, go back and forth doing target transitions standing still. I was able to do forward and backwards along my lane here. I was able to do draw and fire on 2 different targets going back and forth. I was able to shoot around a corner. I was able to do rapid fire, have some movement. So in a basement like this, you can do quite a few drills that you might not have thought about that you could do. Even if you don't have a lot of lateral movement range. And I still have some room to make some changes, especially on one side. I can't do much with the other side because I have furnaces and ventilation systems, but I do have another side. So there are things that you can do with your space in your basement. You can make it work, and you can get these types of drills that you might not be able to do at your range, and you might not have a great outside place where you can do this. I really can't do this anywhere else in the city, and I can do it here using this tool. Now I can also do similar things with the Mantis Titan X with the laser, and I can do that anywhere inside the house, and I can get that feedback, but you can't beat the sound and the recoil that you get from this. It's not, if you're wearing, I was wearing no hearing protection, but it mimics what you would sound like if you were wearing hearing protection at the range with your real Glock 17. So I like that feedback as well. The recoil is nothing comparable. It's weaker, but it is a recoil. You do get that feeling of a recoil. It does recoil. It's a half blowback. So that's what I like about this system. It's really something that you might consider as an option. So how did I do on these? Well, it looks like I'm getting better in that my transitions are improving. I credit a lot of this to the Mantis Titan X, just being able to practice transitions and getting on target. And I'm getting much more of these in the X, and then I have very little scatter. I sort of can understand where these 2 might have come from. When I was doing around the corner over there, I was actually stepping on the foot of my tripod here, and I was being a little bit distracted at that point, so I felt like I was getting a little bit off. But just doing the transitions, I've noticed an improvement using this method, and I think the improvement here is reflected, and it's coming from the fact that I've been using the Mantis Titan X to improve and hone on my accuracy and my aim, and just the very basic fundamentals that I can work with it. And so next I need to get back to the range and see how all of this translates to the range. Now the first thing you have to understand about if you're going to try to train in a confined space like this is you just can't train everything. And you can't recreate a full-size tactical training environment in your basement. So you're going to probably be disappointed if you try to do that. But, you know, for me, I think shooting fundamentals, subtle movement, and moving toward or away from a target, like I was right here, I was able to come back. These are all extremely useful skills that you can train here. I was able to go behind cover and take my shots. I also have a little bench here, which I did not do, but you could go down below and come up. You also have a doorway in which you can back out, and now you have the ability to go from either side and shoot. So it creates a lot of opportunities if you are willing to work within that defined small space. And you don't need 10 yards of lateral movement side to side. You can see I have a wall here, so it's really pretty limiting. If I come over here, you've got a bunch of stuff that you do not want to shoot. So that's the limitation that obviously you're working with when you're talking about shooting inside of a basement area. Ideally, I would have a wall there, but I have a wall here. I have the ability to do some lateral movement over here. I have the ability to come back and come around. So there is some ability to move in this kind of area. Adding 2 targets and doing the transitions. This was something that I had not done in the past. I really think that is the game changer, and I could set up additional targets. I could come a little bit wider. I could add more sheets. The hanging sheet is something that you may or may not be able to do easily in your setup, but it works for me. It works for high-powered, less lethal air guns with a Kevlar sheet, which I have on the back here. This is a Kevlar sheet. It's very tough. These are just regular sheets. High-powered, less lethal air guns is a whole different ball game, and you really have to have a really good sheet that punches back in order to stop those projectiles. Here, these are pretty light projectiles. So there's really a lot you can do. I can't make my room bigger, but I can start to ask, within the confines of this room that I'm using, what can I actually train here? What can I do? So what's the best analogy that I can come up with? Well, you go to a gym, you shoot basketball, you train your skills, but you're not playing in a game. You're not actively playing a basketball game, but you can shoot and you can practice and you can hone the skills without the competition, but you can do it at home. Same thing as going to a gym and lifting weights or doing any type of training. You're building your body for some other event that may happen, but you're building those skills. Whether it's, real estate, building buildings from the ground up, everything is stepwise. You're laying a foundation, you're building a skill set, you're honing those skills. You're not trying to do it all at one time. That's the big thing. Working on your target transitions within a basement confined space accomplishes those goals that you can then take to the next step incrementally to the range, and you can see the progress at the range. And your ultimate goal is to be better when it comes to a real world situation in real life out, where it really matters. But you can work on your skills one at a time, piece by piece, step by step, and all of those skills build upon each other and they work together. And that's why the home gym, the basement range, these are all things that work. Do not dismiss them, but also, get your live fire in as well. That's about all I got to say about this one, everybody. Be safe out there. Take care. See you in the next one.